Ever had a big setback in your investing objectives? Yesterday, I had one, and I'd like to tell you about it so we can all learn together. This one is expensive, folks, and it'll be good for you to know. I'm Bryan Ellis. This is episode 158.
You're listening to Self-Directed Investor Radio, America's only podcast exclusively for affluent, self-directed investors, where each day of the week you receive innovative investment strategy and deadly accurate market analysis that's untainted by Wall Street and unblemished by government propaganda, all in 7 minutes or less. Coming to you now from iTunes, Stitcher, and SDIRadio.com, here's your host, Bryan Ellis.
Hello, SDI Nation. Welcome to the podcast of record for savvy, self-directed investors like you. Folks, I'm guilty of something that I'd like to confess. It's not really a sin or a moral failing, but something that I need to correct nevertheless. This show, which I love doing, I truly love it. Every episode is like a dream fulfilled for me. Well, I've not been as fully authentic with you as I want. That's not to say I've been deceptive. That's far from the truth. In fact, I pride myself on offering you brutal honesty. And that must come through, given the really nice review that Dave the Cop left for this show on iTunes, where he said, Bryan's program and information is refreshing. His honesty and integrity come through. Dave, I really appreciate that very much. But where the authenticity issue comes into play is this. I've been providing information to you, good information, relevant information, actionable information, and have been doing it in a highly scripted manner. Every morning, I write this show. I write it out word for word, and then I record it. I try to make sure that every single word is perfect, every pause is meaningful, and every topic is timely and relevant. And I think, based on the way you folks have responded, that I've done pretty well with that, and I thank you for your kind feedback. But here's the thing. I'm a true self-directed investor. Like, at my core, that's what I am. I love this stuff. I love it. The reason I do this show is because this is what I think about all day long, every day. I think about investment opportunities. I think about legal constructs. I think about the ways to help people grow their portfolios. This is who I am. This is me at my core, and I love this stuff. But my existence as a self-directed investor is not well scripted, unlike this show. It's pretty chaotic sometimes. Sometimes, like yesterday, big fires appear out of nowhere that must be faced and put down. And frankly, up to this point in the show, I'd never consider sharing that kind of stuff with you. Even though I've never really admitted it to myself until now, the truth is that I hoped you folks would see me as some sort of an exalted aspirational figure with all the answers, as the wise man at the top of the hill, so to speak. And I still aspire to that, honestly, but from now on, I'm going to be more transparent with you about what's happening here with Self-Directed Investor Society on a day-to-day basis. Not because you care about my business, but because at the core, remember this, you and I are the same, the exact same. The reason I do this show is to advance my own self-directed investment objectives by way of providing value to you. That's my motivation and nothing else. So you and I are the same, and hopefully my experiences can benefit you. So the big lesson from yesterday, securities law. Ouch. Let me set the stage for you. Like I said, the entire reason I do this show is to advance my own self-directed investment objectives by way of providing great opportunities to my clients. Now, we've got a deal going on right now whereby we're taking on new clients for a turnkey flipping program in Stockton, California. Frankly, the response has been overwhelming. We're having an event out in Stockton in early December, and within 3 days of opening that offer, it was full. Now, if you want to learn more about it for the next round, you can check out SDIRadio.com/Stockton. But bottom line, the response has been amazing. Now, understand that I'm not making a pitch to you right now for the offer at SDIRadio.com/Stockton. I'm just giving you some context. So the way that deal works is that our clients put up some capital, which my team then uses to purchase a property, renovate it, and resell it. We then share the profits. Everybody wins. It's a good thing with a massive amount of successful history to prove it. So here's the deal. A lawyer out there in the great state of California told me that he sees this deal differently than the other lawyers I've spoken to about it in the past, and he believes we could have some troubles with securities laws. Now, folks, if there's one area I don't want to get tangled up in, it's securities laws. When you mess up there, it's go-to-jail type of stuff. Now, securities laws don't matter until somebody loses money, and I have no plans for anybody to ever lose money. But until I have a crystal ball, I've got a plan for the worst, right? Well, bottom line, this lawyer says we need to form a particular type of investment fund called a 506B that allows us to raise money from accredited investors, and that exempts us from those securities concerns. Okay, fair enough, I think. Let's do it. It's inconvenient because it's going to introduce a minor change into the structure of the deal that I've already mentioned to my clients, but it's a very small change for them, so I don't think they'll care. But then comes the big news. It's going to cost a lot of money to do this. I'm not going to say exactly how much, but solid 5 figures, as in I've got to wire this guy the money tomorrow, and that's only because today is a bank holiday. Speaking of holidays, veterans, Thank you for your service. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you on behalf of my family. Just know that many of us, most of us in America, are truly, truly, truly grateful to you and grateful for you. May God bless you and keep you. So, folks, just like that, a huge expenditure that I wasn't expecting, a painful expenditure, one I really didn't want to make, just materialized out of nothing. But here's the upside, and something I want to help you understand. Now, I can run that part of the business with confidence that I'm compliant, and we can do many, many millions of dollars in real estate business in the next few months, and everybody wins. My clients will enjoy exactly the same profits, my business partners will enjoy exactly the same profits, and I will enjoy exactly the same profits too, except for that chunk of money that I've got to spend this week. But that's okay. That's the way it's got to be when you're a self-directed investor who does business the way that I do, and that's fine. Now, here's one more bit of vulnerability. The fact that I didn't know this already about the need to structure our business in that particular manner, well, that's disturbing to me. In this case, we took care of it before there was a problem, but it makes me wonder, what other things don't I know? What other lessons of experience have I yet to learn? Thankfully, we've endured no real calamities in our business in the past, and God willing, it'll stay that way. We try very hard and focus very hard on getting great legal advice. Thank you, Tim. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you particularly. We do all that to avoid problems in the future by being smart today. Folks, that's all for today. Tune in tomorrow and I'll tell you more about the particulars of raising money like we're doing. You'll benefit from that regardless of whether you want to raise money yourself or if you're considering partnering with somebody like me who is doing so. My friends, invest wisely today and live well forever.
Thank you for listening to Self-Directed Investor Radio with Bryan Ellis. Don't miss a single episode. Be sure to subscribe to Self-Directed Investor Radio right now on iTunes, on Stitcher, and at SDIRadio.com. Your feedback is always welcomed via email at feedback@SDIRadio.com. This show is for entertainment purposes only and is not intended as legal or professional advice for your situation. Content is the property of the Self-Directed Investor Society.